Hey y'all! I am so excited and so honored to be here with you today. I am just tickled pink that I was asked to do this call because when I first started Plexus, there were calls very similar to this, and it was exclusively Jules that were able to do it, and they motivated and inspired the heck out of me. I was teaching at the time when I first started Plexus. Plexus was kind of that prayer that was answered that I never prayed, one of those things. But as I was actually getting into the business side of things and started to make a little money and got intrigued by the business side, I found calls that were done weekly by Jules, and they were something that I looked forward to. Like I said, every week, something that inspired me, something that gave me great information, great tips. And my favorite part of it was that I heard so many people that had become Jules in this business, their journeys and their walks, but most what I connected to was their struggles. I know a lot of times we look at Jules in this business and we think, oh, they just have it made. If I could just be a Jewel, everything, that'd be it. That's it. That's it. If I could just be a Jewel. So what I really loved about the calls is they were so real and raw and shared about their struggles, shared about the things that challenged them, shared about times when they almost quit Plexus and what kept them going. That's what I really connected with. So I hope that today, what I say speaks life into someone, or maybe gives you that little nugget that you need to hear that keeps you going in those times when you think, well, why am I doing this? This is hard, or I'm not going fast enough, or well, this person's doing this. Why am I not able to do that? Their team's exploding, their team's ranking, and we're just sitting here stagnant. So I hope that something I say really sparks something in you like those calls did for me many years ago. So I'm Rachel Gallagher. I'm currently an Emerald Ambassador, and like I said, I am just so humbled to be on here with y'all because that was my dream. This is my dream from those calls way back when. I always wanted to be a Jewel that was able to speak. So very cool when moments like that happen in your Plexus career. But I want to talk to y'all today about you. I want to talk about you because you're the only person that you control. How many of y'all are married, or how many of y'all are dating, and you've tried to control your spouse before, or your significant other? Does that work? Or your kids? No. They may listen to you sometimes, but they're not little puppeteers that'll do whatever you say, right? They do what they want. Sometimes they'll do some stuff to make you happy because they know it makes you happy, but most of the time you have to either say it over and over and over again or just do it yourself. So you are the only person that you control. So that's what we're going to focus on today. So in your Plexus journey, guys, you're going to have ebb and flow. This is a job where there's peak seasons and then there's valley seasons. And in the peak seasons, everything is great. And that's when we're having so much fun. We love sharing about Plexus. Our teams are booming. We're signing people left and right. We're getting new customers left and right. Our customers are losing weight. They're seeing energy. They're having their stomach issues helped with. And then there's those valleys, those times where we feel like, does anyone even want Plexus? Y'all, I've had these too more than once. We think, okay, no one wants Plexus, no one's signing up, no one on my team is doing anything, no one's listening to me, no one's logging on to calls, or no one's logging on to events. Why am I even doing this? Or maybe I have times where maybe this isn't for me. I've had those too. Every Jewel in this company has had that too. I can promise you that at least one of those times. So in those times, guys, that's the time where the devil sneaks in and the devil starts telling us lies that we may or may not start believing. So those lies could be that you're not good enough for this. Those lies could be that network marketing is dumb. It never works for everyone. There was just a lucky few that got to the top. That'll never be you. Or just stay with your 9 to 5 because it's consistent money. Or those lies of your friends think that you're bothering them. They don't want to talk to you because you keep on talking to them about Plexus. There's so many lies that we can tell ourselves. Or everyone's heard about Plexus. I'm already tapped out. I have no one else to talk to. I could go on and on and on about the lies that we can tell ourselves and the little voice that starts sneaking in our head that's very negative. So I've been in more than one, like I've said, of those valleys in my Plexus career. I've been with Plexus about 3 years, just to give y'all a little time reference there. And it's hard. I'm not going to say it's easy. I'm not going to say that I just woke up one day and said my mindset completely shifted and all was hunky-dory and then I rolled with it and then I became Emerald the next day. That's not what happened. It was hard. There was a lot of overcoming fears. There was a lot of personal development that I did. If you're in one of those valleys, I highly encourage you to do some personal development because that will get you out of it. But that's not really we all know about personal development and things like that that we should do. Whether we choose to do it or not, again, that's up to us. But I really want to talk about how you can get out of those, or how I got out of those seasons. So when I've been in times of low, this is what I think. I've had thoughts like this. My team isn't sponsoring anyone. I'm throwing these events and no one's getting on them. Or, on the team page, no one's active. In my team chat, no one's active. And someone, I can't remember who, but they gave me these words of wisdom, so simple. How many times have we heard so simple words and say, oh my gosh, that's so right. It's so simple. Why did I not do that? But the words that I got were, are you doing what you want your team to do? So easy. I actually have a quote in my office. Let me look what it says. Are you doing what you did when you were growing your business? Super simple, right? Are you doing what you did when you were growing your business? So if you're asking your team to sponsor people, when's the last time that you sponsored someone? Sometimes those are hard questions to ask yourself. If you're asking your team to get people on events, when's the last time you yourself got someone on events? If you're asking your team to get people on three-way calls, when's the last time that you got a potential on a three-way call? If you're asking your team to sponsor customers or to acquire customers, when's the last time you've done that? The speed of the leader is always the speed of the team. And I know you've probably heard that. I've heard that 5 million times, but guys, when I've gotten in my seasons, my low seasons, where my team isn't booming the way that it used to, or I look back and I think, oh, why is no one doing anything? Then I look at my personal activity and what I've been doing recently, and it's pretty much a direct reflection of what my team is doing. So that's why I want to focus on you. We can tell our teams all day long, guys. We can tell our teams to, hey, invite people to this. Hey, sponsor people. But if they don't see you adding people to the team page, that's not what they're going to be doing either, because more things are caught than are taught. Have y'all ever heard that too? More things are caught than are taught. So if they're people, monkey see, monkey do, your team is going to do what they see. They're not going to do what you tell them to do. It's just like children. It really is. And if you are a teacher, you feel me on that. You feel me. You can't just tell kids, because I said so. That's not good enough, right? You need to show them what to do. So as a leader, guys, if you're on this call, obviously you care about your business. Obviously you care about doing something with Plexus, or you never would have watched this video. You never would have been on this page. You never would have even been scrolling it. You would have been doing something else. So there's a reason why you're watching this. There's a reason. It's because deep down you know that you can do this, but you just have to find the grit inside of you, and you have to pull it out, and you have to do the work. The work is what's going to get you there. So, focusing on you guys, it starts with you, it ends with you. You're the only one that you can control. So if you start doing the work, if you start doing the things that you know that you're supposed to, your team is going to start doing them. And that is such a simple tip. It really is. But anytime I look back in my business, and I even hung that, are you doing what you did? It's right here. That's why I'm looking up there. Are you doing what you did when you were growing your business? That's why I hung that up in my office, because it's a constant reminder to me every single day that I need to be doing what I want my people to do. And when that happens, amazing things can happen in this business. If I'm, developing silvers and becoming silver every single month myself, my team's going to explode. It really, really is. If you look back, and some of you may be in the season of your life right now, or your season of your business right now, where you are in manager mode. That's the mode that we don't want to be in. Manager mode just basically means, well, I spend my days messaging my team that's already signed up with Plexus. I spend my days helping people go silver. I really focus on my team and kind of put myself on the back burner. That's not what you should do. When that happens, when you are in manager mode, that's when your team slows down. That's when it becomes stagnant. And that's when we become frustrated in our business because things aren't happening. I've been there more than once. And y'all, like I said, it is hard. It's hard to have that reflection and say, is that me? Am I doing that? Am I the person that is being a manager and just telling people what to do and I'm not doing it? If so, now's the time. Today, y'all, today is the day to decide. That is not going to be me anymore. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to set an example for my team, and I'm going to hit it, and then they're going to follow suit. It may not happen instantly. It may take them a minute for you to build up the respect with them and for them to say, you know what, Rachel's killing it, and then believe that you're there for them and doing it with them rather than just telling them what to do. And when that happens, your team is going to be so tight. Your team is going to support you in everything that you do because you're leading by example and not being bossy. Think about, you may have another job here right now, or think about when you did have a job and you had a leader that just told you what to do and never did it. Did you like that leader? I know I sure didn't. I got really frustrated when I was teaching when people would tell me to do stuff, but then they weren't willing to do it themselves. I would go back to my classroom, and y'all, I'm a very kind person. I truly am. I'm really not a person that gossips. I really am not. You can ask any of my friends. They're always like, don't gossip with Rach. She's not fun to gossip with because she doesn't gossip back. But when they would do stuff like that, y'all, I would get so frustrated, go back to my classroom, and that was it. I was like, I'm never doing that. They don't even do the work and they're wanting me to. That's ridiculous. It ticks you off. So think about that in this sense. Your team is the same way. If they don't see you doing stuff, they're not going to do it either. So that's one thing that, a lot of people struggle with. And it's really going with the fact of maybe I have been a manager, but maybe I haven't been doing the things that I want. I've been wanting this paycheck. I've been wanting my paycheck to go up. I've been wanting to buy groceries for my family with Plexus money, or pay my car payment or house payment, or I've been wanting to quit my job with Plexus, but I just don't see that happening. Guys, this isn't a miracle job. It's not something that you just start Plexus and all of a sudden miracles happen and you start making money out of nowhere. You have to do the work. I love pray like it depends on God and work like it depends on you. I love that. Yes, pray that it depends on, pray to God always. Pray over your business every single day. But then don't just pray and then sit around watching Netflix all day. Nothing's going to happen. You have to do your part. So pray like it depends on God and work like it depends on you. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. And the second thing that I want to talk about, guys, is comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. And when you are down in your little valley, comparison is one thing that will bring you down even further. It's another way for the devil to attack you and for him to come in your brain and make you think, I am not good enough. Well, if they can do this and I can't, then why am I even trying? Comparison is so the thief of joy, but it's something that in this business especially is so hard to avoid. I can truly say now, I'm an overcomer. Once a comparer. I went and grew myself out of that, and now I'm not. But when I first started Plexus, y'all, comparison was there. It straight up was. Comparison, jealousy, call it what it is, it was there. And I feel like it's there for a lot of people. It's, you may think it's competitiveness. You may chalk it off as competitiveness or whatever you may say that it is, but comparison is what it is. Jealousy. And what that does, guys, is it's really sad because we can see people ranking in this business. We can see people adding customers and ambassadors. We can see people doing all these great things in this business, and we almost get annoyed with them. We're almost see their success and roll our eyes and think, I've been in this business so much longer. She's promoting so much faster than me. And then you almost start to hold a grudge for this person. And all that does is you get more frustrated because you didn't hit that goal. And then you stop working because you think, well, if they can hit it and I can't, then whatever, why am I even doing this? And you stop working. And then we get frustrated because nothing's happening in our business. And this is downward spiral, but it's because we're not working because we got jealous. It's this downward spiral that is horrible and will completely wreck your organization. So when I first started Plexus, guys, let me tell you about how I was. I would see people ranking, or I would see people getting bonuses, or I would see, certain people's names pop up in our team page, adding other ambassadors, and I would roll my eyes, get so annoyed, versus being happy for them. Why in the society can we not praise people's successes? Why when someone gets a new house that's bigger than ours and prettier than ours and whatever, why can we not just be happy for them? Why do we always have to go to, the next barbecue and talk crap about that person? Why do we have to do that? Why can't we just genuinely be happy and say, you know what, good for them. They deserve that. They've worked hard for that. Why when someone gets, a better car than us, or why do we look at people's marriages and compare ours to them and think if we could just be like that? Well, guess what, y'all? You don't know what it is behind the scenes. Whether it's a Plexus business, whether it's someone getting a bigger house, a better house, they may seem to have a nicer husband, better kids, more involved in churches, a better family, whatever your comparison may be, a better body. You don't know what those people are doing behind the scenes. You don't know the struggle those people truly may be going through to get this picturesque thing on the outside that looks great to everyone else. When it comes to your business, you don't know the hard work, the blood, sweat, and tears that may be happening behind the scenes for that person in order to see them hit a goal or succeed. We often look at people and we say it all the time. What is Facebook? It's a highlight reel. That's exactly what it is. It's a highlight reel. So when you see someone post a promotion on their team, guys, that person may be staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning working their Plexus business. They may have worked their heart out to make that happen. So when you're over here, doing maybe your hour a day or 2 hours a day or whatever, and you're not reaching your goals, you don't know that that person may be fighting with their husband because they're on their computer all the time working their Plexus business. You don't know if they've, not been to a T-ball game in 4 weeks because they made that sacrifice so they could work their Plexus business in order to reach that goal. You don't know the sacrifices, like I said, the grunt, the grit, the hard work that's been put into it to make that happen. So when we look at someone and compare ourselves to them, it's really, one, unfair on us, and two, it's not being, stewards of God. We are called out to do that, and we are called out to carry ourselves and be the feet of Jesus. And if you're doing that, y'all, that ain't it. That ain't it. If you're looking at people and being ugly to them. Also, what comparison can do, guys, is comparison can 100%, again, slow your business down. When I compare myself to people, like I said, I would stop working because I would get frustrated. You know what we should do instead? Instead, we should say, you know what? Good for you. I'm genuinely happy for you. I'm going to get there. What can I do to get there? And then we have to reevaluate our business and say, okay, am I doing my personal IPAs? If you don't know what that is, that's income producing activity, was basically just talking to people about Plexus and following up. Am I doing my IPAs? Am I becoming a manager, or am I actually talking to people about Plexus? What am I doing when I work Plexus? Am I scrolling Facebook? Am I looking at the team page? Am I all up in everyone's business? Or am I working my personal business? Am I sharing Plexus with people? Am I following up? Am I being encouraging? Am I doing personal development? Those are the things that we need to look at. And guys, when we get over ourselves and we really just realize, okay, in order to be successful, this isn't a magic carpet ride, a magic ticket. I need to do the work. When we realize that, the jealousy goes away. The insecurities inside of us go away. When we treat this more like a job and we say, if I'm going to make money, what do I need to do? I need to work. Then a lot of problems kind of start to fall away. We start to catch momentum. We start adding people again, adding customers again. We're excited again because we see successes and big things happen. So I'm going to wrap this up because I'm about at my 20-minute mark. But I just want to finish with this, guys. I want to finish with this. I'm a very practical person. I really am. I'm not someone who, like I said, expects to wake up one day and be a millionaire with Plexus. I'm someone that knows I've always had to work for everything. I had to put myself through college. I always, there's days that I came home and my electricity was turned off because I couldn't pay my bill until payday. I was that person, so I've always had to work for everything I've had. So Plexus is, to me, yes, it's an amazing opportunity. Yes, it's so fun. There's so many perks to this, but I, again, am a realist, and I know you have to work for what you want. You have to work for what you want. I never came into Plexus expecting to post one time and to be able to quit my teaching job. I never expected to come into Plexus and sign a couple rock stars and then bring me to the top. I never expected that. So if you treat this more like a job and think, okay, if I didn't show up to my job every single day, would they hire me? No. They would probably fire you. You would still not be on their paycheck list, that's for sure. If you showed up to your job every single day and kind of worked halfway, you didn't really do the job description, would they hire you? No, they would. They would have never hired you if you didn't agree to do the job description. If you're supposed to show up Monday to Friday and you show up 3 days a week, no, they're going to fire you. Think about your Plexus business the same way. If you're wanting to be successful in this, guys, you've got to treat it like a business. You can work this business part-time, full-time, but not sometime. It has to be a daily thing. So think about those things, guys. Think about it. It starts with you. What you're doing, your team will follow. The comparison game is not a fun one. Get off that comparison train because it will destroy you. And the third one is work this like a business if you want it to be a business. You can't show up sometimes and expect to get a full-time paycheck from it. You can't. And if you don't want that, that's great. If you only want to make, a couple $100, that's get life-changing and that's doable, but you still have to be able to put into the work. You can't just post and hope. You can't just talk to a few people and then say, well, no one wanted it, I'm done. That's not going to work. So when times get hard, y'all, listen to something that's going to get you out of that rut because it will. I've been there, done that, been on many ruts, but it's worth it. It's so worth it, and it's changed my entire life. So thank y'all. I'm excited. I was excited to come on here and share with you, and I really hope that spoke to someone. Y'all have a good day. Bye, guys.